Over here with my motor and my transmission. I gotta take the motor off. Put the motor from this Ford Taurus that I dropped out yesterday or Tuesday, I don't know. Dropped both of these out this week, so it's Wednesday. Dropped this one out. I'm about to show y'all how to take it apart. I did forget to do my torque converter bolts and my transmission bolts, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them first. Should be able to get them from right here. Ain't gonna be too hard. I'm gonna put my jack thing on there just for some extra support. Alright, so I got my bottom transmission bolts out, my torque converter bolts out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and got it jacked up in the air. Go ahead and pull my box out. Now I'm gonna let her ass down. Alright, so I'm back on this thing. Got my transmission bolts out over here on the side. Got my starter bolts out. I got my starter wires off right here. I'm gonna pull my starter up out this hole right here. So I probably had to use both hands, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this other 13 right there. And another one over there, which you can't really see. And then there's probably one more over there. I got my converters off yesterday. 4 bolts. And then 2 bolts. And get this motherfucker the rest of the way off here, yo. Alright, so I got my other transmission bolts out right there. There ain't no wires on this thing except that one wire over there on the other side that's already unplugged the car. So I took these bolts out, Now I'm gonna leak some transmission fluid, so I'm gonna catch that. I'm gonna take these 2 bolts out right here, and then I'll take the bolt out that's right here with the extension. Take these 2 bolts out, and I think there's another bolt up there, and there's a couple bolts up under here. Take them out, pop this thing off right here, then I'll be able to get to my last transmission. Alright, so I got my bracket down right there, got my axle out. I got my 2 bolts from underneath there, got them right there. Got these 2 bolts that appear to be just holding it in for real. So I got 1 bolt up here, back here. That one out. This one. Face them like that. Try to leave it here. Alright. Now I'll probably be able to record this, but I'm trying to slide this thing out of here. You bitch. Alright, so I did leak a little bit of fluid out. So I'm gonna clean this shit up. But now I can get to my last transmission bolt. It's right there. And then I'll go ahead and pull this bitch apart. Yeah, alright, so I got my transmission last bolt out. I'm gonna pull my lift over here and hook it just to this motor real quick. I'm gonna hook it around this thing, and then I'm gonna it's already hooked to a bolt right there. Alright, and I'm gonna pry this shit right here. It's got a pry point, so you're gonna just watch. It's just gonna come right on apart like some butter now. Yeah, that's it. It's just the wood. You hear it cracking because it's on this fucking pallet. But hey, man, it's pretty fucking smooth is how it's going. Now over here, you ain't really got a good point to get in there. So it's a point right here that I'm about to get on right there. Bitch. There we go. Alright. So now it's time to hook my damn motor up to my jack so I can torque converter stayed on there. That's alright. I ain't gonna go no further with it right there. Because I don't want to mess my torque converter up. I'm gonna hook her ass up to the chain. Alright, so I just jacked my motor up a little bit. And it came on apart from that right there. So I'm gonna jack her up a little bit more. Pull her ass back. Oh man. Damn. So now I'm just gonna take me a little pry bar. Where's the pry bar at? I don't want to drop this thing, so I'm just gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go around it and I'm gonna pop this thing loose and pop it off. Set it back down on the ground for now. So I'm gonna slide that back in my transmission. So I got my torque converter back in. Cleaned a little fluid up out of it. And I got my other motor over here now. So it looks like everything's gonna match up. So I'm just going about to slide her ass up here and put her ass together. I'm gonna lock behind my transmission to set it up straighter. So it'll be like this instead of like that. And I'm gonna come in with her ass. Good tip for when you're going back in with your transmission and motor trying to put it back together. Just go around and make sure you ain't got an extra pin in there on the motor side, which in my case I don't. You know, I got a pin over here. Make sure that pin ain't over here in this one, which is not. In some cases, when you get your new motor, you might have a pin you got to take out of there. So it's just a good note to know when doing these jobs. Another good tip is to always line your torque converter bolt up. Right off hand. That's that side, that's that side. So they just about even. You know, I can go a little bit farther up with it. If I want to be perfect though. Alright, so I got them together. I had to pull this thing to the edge, put 2 boards underneath it, and push my jack motor in, and got her ass lined up, got them bolts up in there. So go ahead and get my other bolts in here, tighten them ones up, and shit. Fucking dumbass. Gotta switch over my power steering pump from my other motor over there and see what else I need. So, but right now I'm gonna put another pallet up underneath there. I'm gonna jack it up, put it on my box a little bit better, and clean up my area. Because I really got a mess going on around here, as you can see. So I got some of my transmission bolts in. I got that one in, so I can go ahead back with my shit right here. So now I'm about to pick that bitch up, slide her ass back up in here. And y'all ain't gonna see it, but it's fairly easy. Alright, so I slid my damn thing back on there. Transfer case. Alright, now I'm gonna just go ahead and get all my bolts back up in here. And then I'm gonna get my bracket back on right there. It's somewhere up under this shit. And then I'm gonna get my axle back in there. And yeah, I didn't clean up shit yet, but I'm still, after I get her ass back where I need her, I'm gonna clean up. Alright, so I got my damn bracket back in there. Something was popped up on my screen. And I got this. axle back in there, bolted back in. I was just tightening all my bolts. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other side, check everything out, but I think I'm ready to go ahead and put her ass up in the air and throw her on that box right there. Alright, so I got my other transmission bolts back in here. Also, I went ahead and put my starter back in here. Hook my starter wires up. 2 starter bolts. Put my wire back on the thing there. So now I'm about to jack it up in the air. I hooked it back up here. And then I got to put my Cadillac converters on there. So I got them right here. And I'm going to just jack it up enough to slide them up on there and bolt them up. And I'm going up here on the box with her ass. So I got my shit in the air. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide my box up under here. Bitch. Push on that bitch. I don't know if I got something caught up under my wheel. Probably fucking did. Oh, man. Alright, but it's up under there now, so I'm gonna turn her ass like so, and I'm gonna come down a little bit. Go ahead and get my both my Cadillac converters bolted in real quick while it's right here. Alright, so I'm about to go back in with her ass. Got her ass over here. Everything look good. Everything's hooked up, everything out the way that needs to be out the way. Got my power steering lines hooked up, had to switch over my power steering pump, my wire harnesses, and all that bullshit. So, I'm gonna come on down with her ass. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna check it a few times, move around a few times, see how close I am to my bolts. So I ain't gonna record all of it, but I'm going back in with her ass right now. That's it. Coming back on in with her ass. Locked in. I'm gonna go check around, make sure I'm good everywhere. You just see all my bolts. All right where they need to be. Right in there just like butter. Huh? Couldn't ask for nothing better than that. Huh? And my bolts all the way around. Yes sir I am. Yes sir I am. So now I'll have to let it down a little bit more and try to get these nuts on sure. It's great. And when you're going back in with these sub-mount bolts, go ahead and start your 2 little bolts. Because you ain't going to get them started if you don't start them right then and there. So now I'm about to tighten up these 4 subframe bolts and get her ass up in the air. So I got her ass back in there, got all them bolts in there. 4 subframe bolts. Now I'm going up with my car. Jack I had up under there. Yeah, also I put a little scissor jack up under there. Make sure I didn't hit nothing on the boat. So her ass is back in there, and now I just got to put her ass back together. Just like I took her ass apart. So, guess I'll go ahead and record that too. So first off, I'm going to clean up my area again. Let her down. So I can see this bitch on the ground again. So I'm back in here with my motor and my transmission. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure ain't nothing in the way. Jack this thing on up and get these motor mounts up in here. It's the main thing. Once you get the motor mounts in there, you just go rolling on everything. So I'll just show y'all here in a few.